We've all been there. A deadline looms, yet we find ourselves organizing our sock drawer or suddenly engrossed in cat videos. This is procrastination, and it's often mistaken for laziness. However, procrastination is not about a lack of willpower or poor time management. It's a coping mechanism, a way our brains try to protect us from stress and negative emotions. When faced with a challenging task, our brains can perceive it as a threat. This triggers a fear response, similar to encountering a dangerous animal. Instead of fighting or fleeing, we procrastinate. We choose more pleasurable, less stressful activities to avoid the perceived threat, even if it leads to greater stress in the long run. This avoidance provides temporary relief, reinforcing the cycle of procrastination. We convince ourselves that we work better under pressure or that we'll feel more motivated later. However, this often leads to a last-minute scramble, increased stress, and potentially subpar work. To understand procrastination, we need to look at the brain's emotional and decision-making centers. The amygdala, our emotional control center, plays a key role. When we perceive a threat, the amygdala springs into action, releasing stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. These hormones trigger the fight-or-flight response, preparing our bodies to deal with immediate danger. This response is essential for survival but can hijack our rational thinking when faced with non-life-threatening situations like a challenging work project. When the amygdala sounds the alarm, it can overpower the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for planning, decision-making, and emotional regulation. The prefrontal cortex is like our inner adult, helping us weigh long-term consequences and make rational choices. However, under stress, the amygdala takes the reins, favoring immediate gratification over long-term goals. This explains why we often know what we should be doing but end up doing something else. The allure of immediate pleasure, driven by the amygdala's response, outweighs the prefrontal cortex's attempts at long-term planning. While the brain's wiring plays a significant role, procrastination is often fueled by deeper psychological factors. Fear of failure is a common culprit. The thought of not meeting our own or others' expectations can be paralyzing. We procrastinate to avoid the potential blow to our ego and self-worth. Perfectionism is another driver of procrastination. Perfectionists often set unrealistically high standards for themselves. This can make tasks feel overwhelming and impossible to achieve flawlessly, leading to avoidance and procrastination. Low self-esteem also plays a role. If we doubt our abilities and believe we're not good enough, we may avoid challenging tasks altogether. We fear that putting in the effort and still failing will confirm our negative self-beliefs. Procrastination becomes a way to protect ourselves from these uncomfortable emotions. By avoiding the task, we avoid the potential pain of failure, judgment, or disappointment. However, this short-term relief comes at a cost. The first step to overcoming procrastination is acknowledging it's a coping mechanism, not a character flaw. Self-compassion is crucial. Instead of beating yourself up for procrastinating, approach the issue with kindness and understanding. Break down large tasks into smaller, more manageable steps. This makes the task feel less daunting and reduces the amygdala's threat response. Set realistic goals and deadlines, focusing on progress rather than perfection. Journaling can be helpful to identify the emotions and thoughts associated with the task you're avoiding. Are you afraid of failure? Do you feel overwhelmed? Recognizing these triggers allows you to address them head-on. Challenge negative self-talk and replace it with positive affirmations. Remind yourself of your past successes and focus on your strengths. Seek support from friends, family, or a therapist if you struggle with low self-esteem or fear of failure. Finally, create a distraction-free environment. Put your phone away, turn off notifications, and find a quiet space where you can focus. Remember, overcoming procrastination is a journey, not a destination. There will be setbacks, but with self-compassion and the right strategies, you can break free from the procrastination cycle and achieve your goals.